China Car Passenger Association indicated something very interesting beginning of this week, and that is from the 1st to the 12th. I think it was on Wednesday. They said from the 1st to the 12th, the new energy retail sales in China had dropped by 50% as compared to December, which is something that obviously we always see, or something that obviously each and every year you always see. I mean, if you have a look at that graph, you'll notice that each and every year, January, there's always that spike going down. But the good thing is that right now the spike is not as the same as the spike that we saw last year, right? I mean, last year I think the new energy retail sales were around 400,000 in January, and this year China Passenger Car Association, they are expecting 720,000. So it's almost double of what we saw last year, which means that though we are seeing a spike down, the NEV retail sales or the new energy vehicle sales continue rising because of the environment that China is creating, or because of the support that China is giving to this industry, because of the innovation that we are seeing from car companies like NIO. It is just so great, man. So these 720,000 units which China Passenger Car Association is expecting, it will be down 44.7% from the total car sales or retail sales that were generated in December. Now, you will notice that I did tell you just now that Wednesday, the drop or the retail sales from the 1st to the 12th of January was at 50% or over 50%. But notice now they are saying it's going to be 44.7%. So it means that in these last 2 weeks, they're expecting deliveries to improve going to the end of the month, meaning that companies like NIO are expected to sell better or sell well now in these last 2 weeks. And this is what we usually see, man. Even on the insurance registrations that we get them to be published, that are being published by Leo on a weekly basis on Tuesdays, we usually see the last 2 weeks being the ones with most insurance registrations. And talk about insurance registrations, you will know that I used to give my projections on insurance registrations. And last week, or this week rather, I did say that I'm not gonna share those anymore as to what I expect, because it is becoming much difficult now, right? So I'm just gonna give you the numbers as they come, which, yeah, on Tuesday, that is the day that we'll get to see those numbers. So yeah, China auto market is expected to grow to show seasonally start of the year, which with overall passenger car retail sales expected to fall 33.6% from December. You and me can agree that whatever we see, the drops that we see onto NIO in terms of sales is not something that is happening on NIO only, but most of the new energy vehicle car companies are struggling to sell the kind of sales that they were generating in December. And this is because each and every year in January, demand goes down. Each and every year, we know that January will be the one to have the lowest numbers in terms of sales or total sales, even for the car companies we invest in, because the demand is low. So let's have that at the back of our minds, and obviously we will be able to look at NIO at a different angle, because as it stands, some of the retail investors, they think that NIO is the only company struggling when it comes to sales. This article, it's telling us something to say that it's not just only NIO. Majority of the companies, they're not selling the kind of sales that they were generating in December, which is something that obviously we need to always have that at the back of our minds. So yeah, man, I am looking forward to Tuesday. I'm looking forward to, most importantly, the deliveries for January, because regardless of what they are saying, I still believe that NIO will sell way more, way over 20,000 deliveries. I had said 25,000, and I'm still standing by that, because I believe that Onvo can get 15. NIO, worst case scenario, can still get over 10,000, which that will put them around 25,000, which I look forward to that. So this China Passenger Car Association, they've been doing a good job, I must say, because they give us these reports. They tell us what is happening around China, and we are able to also help, or it help us make a precise decision when it comes to loading the boat onto NIO, because you will know that the more the new energy vehicle market grows, is the more companies like NIO will continue doing very well in China. I mean, retail sales for on a month to month. They've been exceeding 1 million for the past 5 months, and wholesales past 5 months they've been over 1 million, which is something that shows you the strength, the growth that we are seeing onto the Chinese EV makers like NEO. So I am happy about this. I know right now it might not looking promising to some of the investors, because some investors, what I've seen, retail investors, is that sometimes instead of them looking at the good results that sometimes NEO has given us recently, because of the insurance registrations we saw last week, which made NEO to only have 3,300 this week. So many of the investors are worried about, of course, some are even selling their NEO holdings because they are saying NEO is not doing good, but they forget that 2 weeks ago we were talking about record-breaking monthly deliveries, record-breaking quarterly deliveries, which came from NEO, which was so amazing. But people tend to forget that, or some investors tend to forget that very fast, which is something that personally I will not forget. So I like what I see. Fundamentally, stock price, I think it will follow based off what I've said. We discussed yesterday about the GDP figures of China, the economy of China growing more than what analysts expect, which is a good thing, good sign. We spoke about the post made by Donald Trump talking that he was talking with President Xi Jinping today, which also that is still so great. It means that politically things are also going to get better, or we can expect things to get better between the tensions between the US and China, which that is a plus to the NEO stock. That is a plus to the Chinese equities. And boy, I must say, I look forward to how the rest of the year unfolds. But one thing I know is that blue sky will come. We shall be rewarded with time. I'll see you on my next video, man. And God bless you all.